he embodied and espoused certain occultist views that were, you know, all very exciting and very dangerous. The fact that Jimmy Page wanted to get in with him, it can't have just been that. It can't have been do what you like. You know, there must have been more to it than that. But then, hold on, before we go too far down, shall we go with Aleister Crowley and Jimmy Page on the as soon as you feel a desire, give into it. There's also the alternative view that Krishnamurti, the Eastern philosopher, he says, if ever you think of, like say you're sort of like thinking, oh, should I give this homeless person 50p or not? You should give him the 50p, because most of the time we go through life on autopilot. So if it ever occurs to us, to make a decision, always do the good thing, always do the higher thing.
Sometimes, you know, like, you know, we're in London, BBC6 Music,
yeah.
And sometimes I'll be walking through London, and one of my pockets is made just for money and bits of change for homeless people.
What, you've just designated that as the homeless pocket?
It's just a left-hand pocket. It's kind of like whenever I'm given change in the shop, I'll look at it and I'll go, couple of 2s, couple of 5s and a 10.
You just give them the 2s, the 5s, the 10s?
Not straight away, I put them in the left-hand pocket ready for when I see...
But would a 50 not make it into the homeless pocket?
No.
The homeless pocket's for low denomination coins only?
Yeah, right. So they're in the left-hand pocket. But sometimes, if I'm walking down the street and I see an homeless fella, I put my hand in my pocket, right? But if he doesn't ask, he doesn't get.
You won't just dish it out?
I don't just chuck it out for the sake of it.
Yeah.
If he says, alright mate, have you got any change? I'll go, yeah,
yes, I have.
Hang on a minute, a left-hand pocket.
And how much is he getting in total, probably?
It depends, because if it's been a busy day beforehand, and I've been walking about a lot, there's a lot of homeless
about. It's like a rollover pocket.
Kind of is, yeah, it's potluck.
Yeah.
So,
but if you've just been in and bought papers and that, then he's only gonna get sort of like 7 or 8 pence.
Yeah.
Do you expect anything in return from that? Not directly from the homeless person, but I know that if I give money to a homeless person, I do sort of give homeless people money because I want a bit of good luck. Do you know what I mean? I sort of think, I've given that homeless person 50p, I'm entitled to good luck. I sort of use homeless people same as a wishing well. I mean, give the homeless person a quid, I'm entitled to, you know, oh please let me get that job.
Yeah,
or please, I'd like to go to that girl.
Yeah, it makes you feel a bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
When you give them normally, if I've had a good night out, I sort of think, well, I've had a nice meal and stuff.
Yeah. Put something back.
Normally around Christmas time, but there was one, like last Christmas, right, I took my girlfriend out, right, for something to eat, and we were on our way out at about 8 o'clock, but it's dark, right, and I saw like a little homeless fella in a doorway, and I thought, I'll give him a quid, right, but he was asleep.
Yeah.
And I thought, at what point when you're homeless do you say, do you know what, fancy an early night?
Yeah. Well, he's probably just tired, delirious, or has drugged himself to sleep because of the unbearable pain. What time was it?
Well, about 8:15, I think.
I don't think time's relevant if you're homeless. Like the thing I was saying about the calendar, you know, if you're homeless, you're just out on the streets, aren't you? What does it matter? Like, oh, must be up early in the morning, I've got a full day of excruciating poverty before me, I must get some shut-eye. Just sleep when you can, if you're homeless. Do you know what I mean? I don't think you have to stick to some regimented schedule, Carl. That must be one of the few pleasures of being homeless, is you are your own boss.
Do what you want.
Yeah.
So they could actually do that saying, do what you want.
Do what you like should be the whole of the law.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Go on.
Play some Prince, because that's just what I want to do.
Look at you living by your will. That was Going Nowhere, cut copy. This is BBC 6 Music. I'm Russell Brand here with Karl Pilkington till 1 o'clock in the morning. If you want to send us an email, you can do that at russell.6music@bbc.co.uk, russell.6music@bbc.co.uk. Let us know what you're up to, or you can text us at 64046. Got a text here, another text, right, from Steve and Jack. It says, "Ear, Russ, me again." Right, there's an exclamation mark after ear, so they're exclaiming, ear, right, they want our attention. Me again, about calendars and stuff, did you know that this year will be 1 second longer than last year, according to The Sun, Steve and Jack? Right, but he says me again, but it says Steve and Jack, so that's two people, so it should be us again, shouldn't it? But I suppose if it is Steve, that's right.
It's costing 10 pence to send that.
I'm not having a go at him, I just wanted to clear up whether I'm to regard this text as being from Steve and Jack, or just Steve, you know, maybe he's got, Jack might have different views. It says that, anyway, the important thing, really, is that this year is going to be 1 second longer than last year, according to The Sun. That means, like, the time is slowing down.
Who's asked for this? Is this the farmers again?
I don't think this is our farmer's request. Could we have years that are a bit longer? We want to go fox hunting. We want people all to wear really spiky shoes. We want to be able to brush underneath foxes with the palms of our hands. They've got a lot of demands, ain't they? Yeah. In the farming community.
So why is it happening then? You're saying because...
Well,
slowing down.
Really, I'll just say that this illustrates that time is a mutable quantity. That's what I say. I mean, I don't know much about quantum physics.
But they haven't gone mad though, have they? It's a second.
Right, yeah, have an extra second. It's not like you can do extra... What are you going to do with your extra second? Too late, that's it. That little bit of contemplation you just had, you've used it up.
I mean, go mad, chuck in another 3.
Another 3 seconds.
It's not going to make any...
I don't know what you could achieve, but hold on, don't Eminem say that, you know, it only takes a second to, you know, any moment you could change your life. You know, I think that might, a sort of something like that appeared on the poster for 8 Mile. It only takes, you know...
Yasu and Dora, he was saying something about 7 seconds as well, wasn't he?
Yeah, right, 7 seconds away, in his sort of Paul Young type of voice that he had.
Do you know this, like, the world slowing down and that, though, right?
Yeah, go on.
You're saying you've got an extra second. Is that because of the amount of stuff that's getting on the world?
What do you mean, so like I think that you regard quantum physics and astrophysics like from the perspective of Superman 2, like the world's got loads of stuff on it, so it's getting slowed down. We need Superman to rewind it a little bit, like he did when Lois Lane died.
I know, but look at it though, right? Look like the world when it started.
Yeah.
Right. It's pretty empty on it. It was quite barren.
It was barren. There weren't much going on.
Right. Suddenly, got loads of houses.
Yeah.
You got all these big buildings being knocked up that we don't really need. There's too many of them now, aren't they? Like big offices.
There's plenty. There's a surfeit. Yeah.
So that's going to slow it down a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I suppose
it's not a bad idea.
But doesn't Einstein say that matter cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed? Like, you know, so when that's true, if you think of what was like a house, that was cement and sand and bricks and that, and it's been made. You know, so I think there's the same amount of stuff on the earth as there always was.
No, but then you've got a 3-piece suite that's been put in that house. And it all adds up, doesn't it?
But I think that 3-piece suite has been made out of stuff that was already here. You know, it's not like no one's gone by Kazam and created one. And even if it's like new beings being born, they're still being created from cells from like whoever, you know, birthed them out. So I don't know. I don't think the world's getting heavier. I don't think that's why time's slowing down anyway. So I think you need to dramatically reconsider that. And perhaps you should do that during the next track, Carl. Dead Leaves on the Dirty Ground by White Stripes there. This is BBC 6 Music. I'm Russell Brand. Dead Leaves, Dirty Ground. It's all a bit dour and downbeat, isn't it? But it's because he knows she's not around. I suppose he's unhappy. That seems to be the central message. Yeah, I've got a text message here. What does Carl smell like? Does he smell like dead dogs? Well, I don't know. I don't really ever smell him. Not from this distance. I'm assuming that I've not smelled dead dogs either. But I reckon if someone did smell of dead dogs, you'd be able to smell them from a metre away, wouldn't you? The smell of death. It's got to carry over a metre. So I think I can confirm that no, he don't. Also, I know that he's got quite a regimented beauty routine. For example, the other day he went and had a facial.
Yeah, but that's the first time ever, and that's because you gave it to me.
Yeah,
it's not the sort of thing I hang around. I probably won't go again.
You enjoyed it though, didn't you?
Little bit weird.
What was weird about it? Didn't you like it?
I just was lying there. Well, first of all, she annoyed me because she put like a hair hat on my head, which I don't need.
Because of the baldness, the aforementioned baldness.
And speaking of baldness, right, let me just tell you this. Stephanie's sat in there waiting for emails. She's looking at internet on combs and stuff. So she's rubbing it in.
Yeah, why is she looking at the combs?
Because she's got hair and I haven't. She's probably going, look what I can do.
Comb my lustrous, glorious brown hair. Why should you just rake it across your scalp?
But, yeah, the old, sort of facials and colonic and all that. When did that suddenly start happening?
I think it's people just got more body conscious and more self-aware because we become more vain, more narcissistic and more self-involved. What I liked about that facial was when I met you just before the facial, I waited for Carl in a cafe sort of like round the corner from the place, and it was quite a low beat sort of a cafe, and even though it was in Kensington, it was quite sort of, which is a posh area, it was quite a sort of a dour, sort of an ordinary sort of cafe. And like I was waiting, but while I was waiting for him, I sort of met these two women, right? One of them was about 50, one of them was about 40. One of them was quite a busty sort of a woman, you know, quite attractive, but about 40. The other one was sort of 50. They're both sort of like quite brassy sort of a women. I imagined, this might be my prejudice, I imagined they were married to criminals. That was, you know,
Yeah.
I don't want to judge them, but that's what I imagined. And I was sort of talking to them, goes, oh, my mate's coming in, like, we're going for a facial, I'll get them for nothing. Like, people give you vouchers to go and have a free facial. My mate Carl's coming, he's from Manchester, he's a bit afraid of things he doesn't understand and the unknown. So they were, oh, right, okay. And when Carl arrived at the cafe to meet me before the facial, one of the women just off her own back goes, yeah, right, we're gonna do this facial here. She was nothing to do with the facial, it's just a random woman I've met in a cafe. Yeah, we're alright, love you for the facial. Yeah, I'm all nervous and stuff. And she goes, right, we'll sit down, we'll do the facial here. Meanwhile, the lovely busty one had gone off to the toilet. She re-emerged from the lavatory. Carl went, hold on, what's happening here, what's happening? Thought that we'd got into some sort of brothel scenario, judging me on account of my past, things that I've moved away from. It's a lovely little conundrum. But then when he went into the facial, you were still like, a bit edgy, didn't like wearing that little dressing gown, did you?
It's just like they know that they're in control and they're making you put on this little dressing gown that didn't fit even.
Yeah.
So I felt really sort of like open.
Did you feel a bit exposed? You looked like a sort of a sweet little Japanese girl.
Yeah, I didn't like it. And then I don't understand, why is it that whale noises are meant to be relaxing?
Well, I don't know, I guess because of our primal, like, you know, perhaps at the dawn of time, when we were still marine animals, it'd be comforting, wouldn't it, to listen, oh, there's a lovely whale. But I don't know, maybe it's just like, oh,
They could be moaning, like, oh,
Christ.
can you turn that off? She went, no, it's relaxing. I said, it's not, it's annoying me.
You didn't enjoy listening to that whale. What would you rather have? What would settle you? What kind of music or sounds would you have preferred to have had in that situation?
The sound of the sea, waves are quite relaxing.
Right.
It's just not the animals that are in it, or
Just
the
not
creatures or the mammals or whatever. Just give me the sea.
Yeah, I've got an idea. Would you rather have had Enjoy the Silence by Depeche Mode? What about that? That's Star Sailor This Time. This is BBC 6 Music. I'm Russell Brand here with Karl Pilkington. We're standing in for the moan, just keeping things going, keeping the world spinning. So we've got a phone call now from, is it Lucian? Are you there, Lucian?
Hello, yeah, this is Lucian.
Well, yeah, it's, well, thank you very much for, calling us. What seems to be the trouble? How can we help you?
Well, I'm just, phoning up to clarify this thing about the daylight savings.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's for fathers. I'm the nephew of a farmer.
You're a farmer's nephew, are you?
Yes.
And I expect with that comes a certain amount of responsibility, don't it?
No, there's no responsibility.
No duties to be performed on the farm or anything?
Well, no, not really. I don't live near the farm. I sometimes go there. We've just been there, actually, for Christmas.
Was it nice to have a nice...
It was alright, yeah. I mean, it's a little bit depressing.
Why, what, because of the fall of agriculture and everything?
Yeah.
Industrialisation of farming, it's going to be depressing.
Exactly. Yeah. No longer a working farm.
But really, it's just a... Well, then, perhaps your uncle release his stranglehold over the quantum physics and let the day start when it's meant to start. That's what I'd say.
Maybe that can happen now. That's my point. I'm saying that surely that can happen now because farming is now a defunct industry. But in the olden days, the farmers needed to get up when it was light, and so that's why we had daylight savings.
Right, but now the farmer's got to take his icy grip off the throats of the common man and just let us get up at a sensible hour.
Let me tell you, it's the other way around. The common man has an icy grip around the throat of my uncle.
Is it a literal grip, or is it very much a metaphorical grip?
It's the same metaphorical grip that you started, yeah. It's not a literal grip.
Yeah, well, my metaphorical grip was grounded in reality, Lucian. My one, it was a metaphor, but it was based on reality. So
based on the reality of your tiny mind not understanding daylight savings.
I understand, like, you know, if you're going to meddle with time, why don't we just now announce that it's 6 o'clock and all stop and, like, have a cup of tea and watch some cricket or something, you know, like...
You can hang yourself by your own petard as you're doing exactly this moment. What a nonsense thing you just said.
Not by my own petard. Of all the things to get hung by, my own petard is the most humiliating, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'd say there's
your little tongue, licking its words out, is tying itself around your neck and strangling you on radio.
That's an horrible way to die. You've got the mind of a criminal genius, Lucian. And also, why is it, do you know that this year's going to be 1 second longer?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, there's a whole...
You're going to blame that on the farmers as well, are you?
Well, I think they've got to take some responsibility for it. They're dabbling in our affairs.
What about the electricians and engineers?
Well, I don't think that they've ever gone, can it now be midnight? I don't think electricians and engineers have ever done that, Lucian.
Well, the farmers have never done it.
They've had too much power.
The farmers didn't say, oi, we want the clocks forward. We were quite happy. I'm not a farmer, I shouldn't be saying we. But it was the government saying, look, too many farmers are not getting